Hey guys, how's it going? I was thinking that instead of trying to find a time for us to meet on the phone, that I would instead record a demonstration of the InData plugin so you can see how it could work, the Crocs workbook. So what I have here is the template ready for the data to be poured from the Excel document. And over here to the left, I have the code that I created for that information to be poured. One of the things that I did to this document to make sure that this data poured where it needed to go was I had to link the boxes together so that the information would pour from one box to another box, as you can see through these text threads. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this code over here. I'm going to go to this InData dropdown, which populates once you've installed the plugin. This is what I want as the prototype. They're calling this a story, and so I wouldn't use this story as the prototype. I have that checked. I select the first box in the template, go back up to this drop down, import from file. Now what I've done already is I've taken that Excel document and I've converted it to a tab delimited file. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to drop in the records from the second line through the end. The first line has the headers for each column, so I'm going to want it to start on the second row. And then I select the file and choose. Now, since this is a trial version I'm using, I am limited to 50 lines, or in this case it says 51 because it counted the first row. It just skipped that one. It's saying it went to row 51. I'll click OK. Alright, so this is the information, how the information pours in. Now this is going to require a little bit of manipulation to make it flow all correctly. One of the things that I had questioned you guys was these templates only allow for 8 variations of a certain product, and in this case the classic clog has more than 8, and so my question was whether you wanted me to expand this box to accept all of the variations or to just have the template dimensions the same and then just continue the variations in another box. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make it so the variations go into another box instead of manipulating the dimensions of this one box to contain all of the variations. So the way that I have this poured out, this first box flows into this box down here, which then flows into this box, then to this one, then that one, and so on. And when it gets to here, it jumps down to this box. So since I'm pouring this classic version into the next box, I'm going to grab the content of these first 2 boxes, I'm going to copy them, and then I'm going to paste them before this item so that it flows as it should, pushing all the other variations in after it. Now it looks like we have one more product that needs to go with the classic clog, so I'm going to go ahead and paste again. Okay, so now you can see that the second product is starting to populate within these boxes, and what I do with that is I just do a return in each one of those boxes so that the content can then flow into the next template box. And so I will just do this for the remaining products. Okay, we'll just stick with those 2 in this spread, these 2 pages. When I was looking at the template that you guys sent me, the original, I noticed that the color did not have the name, the item name before it, and when I was pouring with InData, I decided that I would leave that in just because the code would have been too extensive, and so instead of making that change in the InData code, I decided to write a little grep so that it would take out the item name and leave the color variation. And what this is going to do, it's going to search for the name that exists after this hard return, and then it's going to find these word characters right here, and then open and close parentheses. And then it's going to replace it with just that color. I think, I've spent a couple hours on creating the code and not much time creating the grep code for this to work. If and when the updates to the Excel document happen, it would be fairly easy to re-pour the information so that it doesn't take as much time to manually input everything.